can't take another season of these insufferable twins. There has to be tiny, oh not tiny, Lord. There has to be little people who are enjoyable to watch who could be on this show, because I don't know if I could take another season of these terrible twins. That's their new name. Not the tiny twins, the terrible twins. Let's get into this review. Miss Juicy being a manager is a brilliant idea. I feel like she's going to have the monopoly on little people entertainment, and that's very smart for her. She's using what she got to get what she wants, you know what I mean? She has a really huge fan base. She has a lot of notoriety because she's also on the Ricky Smiley show, and she also has this TV show. And that's what I was talking about with people who are on reality TV. When you're on reality TV, you're giving yourself over to producers to craft any kind of image or storyline of you that they think is going to get them views for the TV show. If you are sacrificing yourself in that way, I am all about you getting something out of it. And this is what I'm talking about. She is saying that she's a manager. She's showing you that she manages. So people watching this, they're watching her advertise her business. Genius. All I'm saying is I hope Minnie is not lying, because what doctor's office has black living room art in their patient room? Like when she FaceTimed the twins, I kept on looking at this painting like, what doctor's office or hospital? You know what? She's in Atlanta. They hella black in Atlanta, so this might be the real deal. I really hope she's not faking this, because Minnie has lied about a lot of things, so you can never believe anything that she's saying. However, if she is, you know, really sick, I hope that she does what she needs to do to get well. And the way that she was popping off on this episode, I don't think that's going to help her condition. If you're a fan of this show and you have been watching since season 1, remember when Minnie was so sweet? She was like the mama bear of this group. She was so sweet. She introduced us to everybody. She was helping out Money, who was a mess at that time. And Minnie just seemed to be the level-headed leader of the group. Then she got into this whole lying pregnancy fiasco with Pastor Troy, and she has never been the same since. I miss old Minnie. Wait, so why can't Nico take his kids while Tanya gets well? Like, I don't understand why Nico's children have to, well, why his child has to go with Daquan, what is his name? Devon's family. Like, I get that they've been around them for a long time and they don't want to split up the kids, but Nico can watch Devon's son as well, since his Devon's mother has been taking care of Nico's child for all this long time. And Devon, like, why can't he take some responsibility and start taking care of his own children and helping out like everybody has helped him? Nico, bro, you're like over 6 feet and you're fighting with someone who is 3 feet. Even if Sam is wrong, which she is, you will always look wrong in this situation, because she does not have any physical power over you, and her mouth should never be able to get you that riled up. But it don't take much to get Nico riled up, because he's always screaming and yelling and having temper tantrums. How old are they? I just have to defend him in the beginning when he said, I'm gonna leave you here with your little friend, because Tanya, it seems like all you dated is black men, and it seems like she got some black in her as well. You know that that is a saying commonly used by black women. Okay. Messy. But you know that that is a saying that we use when we are trying to be petty. I do not for 1 second think that Nico was referring to Sam's height. Now, when he called her a little rat, that was him being derogatory. But he was being shady and petty when he said, I'm gonna leave you here with your little friend. That's what we do when we are mad, when black women are mad at our men. When we are, oh, you calling your little friend? Go and hang with your little friends. Go sit outside with your little friends. That's what we say. So I don't know why Tanya and Sam is trying to make it seem like he's being offensive. The first comment wasn't. That second one, he meant that. And let me just speak on Sam. Yes, Nico is wrong for going back and forth with her, because, like, he's just physically bigger. Like, it doesn't, like, dude, shut it down. You always look ridiculous. However, Sam started that. She came in, ooh, okay, what is going on? I get you and Tanya set up and talked about this dude or whatever, but obviously it looked like they were getting along. You didn't have to say anything. All you had to do was say hi to him and keep it pushing. But, oh, it's awkward. You look uncomfortable. I'm trying to make you uncomfortable. Like, you started this, Sam. Sam has started a lot of stuff this episode. She used to be the peacemaker. I don't know what's going on. Ever since somebody on Twitter called Abera Jamie Foxx, I can't unsee it. Like, oh, Abera, I'm so sorry. But, you know, that's a great person to look like. He's an Oscar winner. And also, I didn't know why Abera and the twins had beef. I was just like, why didn't they not like her? Like, the twins don't like anybody, right? But then I saw that clip of the reunion that the producers put in the show, and I was like, oh, I understand why they got beef, because Abera read them for filth. Episode, money easily became my favorite on the show. Miss Juicy Baby was always my favorite. She still is. But money, we'll get into it a bit more later in the review, but I just had to mention that I literally fell in love with Money on this show. She is so sweet. She is so kind. And while I was watching this show, I was tweeting with everybody else, and I saw her Twitter, and I went to her Twitter, and then I saw that she had a clothing line, and I didn't know that she had a clothing line. And okay, the t-shirts are not for me, but she had on this pink jumpsuit from the Money collection. And I was like, honey, as soon as that's available, sign me up. I didn't subscribe to her website or whatever. I am looking out for that pink velour jumpsuit because, honey, that was the business. Money meets with Nico because Nico called her to dinner or whatever, or lunch, because he wanted to talk about Tanya. And I just really feel like this episode, to me, Nico is just an opportunist. I feel like he's just trying to get TV time because I don't believe anything that he's saying. But anyway, he says that he felt, well, I do believe that he felt bad for the comments that he made to Sam. But I just don't, everything else that he was saying, I was like, dude, this is a storyline. You're trying to become a main character on this show. I see you for your works. He met with Money to talk about Tanya and how to apologize to her because apparently Money and Tanya are really close. Like, they have a lot of scenes and a lot of people are always talking about them hanging out, and they're all over each other's social media. So they're really close outside of the show as well. So anyway, he wanted to talk to her about making up with Tanya. And he told her the things that he said to Sam, the offensive things, and he was laughing while he was saying it. And I just congratulated Money because she handled this so well. She could have been very upset. She could have popped off at him, but you know what? She listened and she was just like, Nico, this isn't right. You have to change this. You can't. And it's just like, Money has really grown up in front of our eyes. She has really made a turn for the better. And I also want to say, this is the best and the stankiest she has ever looked. Work, Money. Work. Is that stank hot pink sweatshirt dress a part of your collection? Because if it is, sign me up for that one as well. Miss Juicy managing Kayla or Kalia, whatever her name is, Kayla, the white girl with that zesty boyfriend. Her, I'm not surprised. Like I said before, I feel like she's going to have the monopoly on little people in the entertainment industry. Although Kayla ain't that good, she's hot right now. You know what I mean? She's on television. She's, you know, her social media followers are growing, and that's very important in this day and age. I think it's a smart business move for her. But also, Miss Juicy, how are you going to tell Abera, who was rightfully, you know, bothered by the fact that she had also signed Kayla, how you gonna tell her that there's room for more than one little person in the rap game when you act like you are the only one who can do radio? So this scene with Minnie and Tamala Mad was actually really sweet. This is the first time I've ever seen Tamala Mad like really nice and warm and not being shady or nasty or bullying little people. And I like this side of her, and I hope we see more. And this is why I think we've seen this side of her this scene. It's because her daughter is really sick. Now I believe that Minnie is really, really sick, because I don't think that her mother could pull out these tears in this dramatic scene out of nowhere, right? There's something tied to it, and I think that she is not healthy. And I think this was a really real scene, and I like this part of her. I like seeing her like this. I don't like seeing her bullying and assaulting little people, but this side was sweet. Since we're here, can we discuss this issue that's happening right now within the little people community? Why is it that Black SoundCloud zesty artists are all in these relationships with little women? If you look at it, they're all either rappers or some kind of singer, and they're all a tad zesty. Like, how you doing? You know what I mean? For the people who don't know what zesty, for the people who don't know what zesty means, it means that he's questionable. Okay. Why is there so many of them in this community? What it is I think that little women will be okay with that and look at them as if they're a prize because they're average height. So they'll overlook the fact that they are questionable. That's what it is. That's what it is. And it's only with like the Black and Hispanic ones, because them white ones, they only get predators. Little Women LA, those little women stay with average height predators. Okay, so Nico goes over to meet with Tanya to discuss the incident that happened when he was over there with Sam and the derogatory comments that he made, right? So he goes over there, and I'm just like, oh, Nico is doing very well. He's speaking to Tanya. He's telling her how he felt. I'm actually agreeing with him on some things, because I do agree that Tanya should have defended Sam. But truth be told, she probably agreed with the things that Sam was saying, and it was okay that Sam was digging at Nico because she doesn't want to do it because she still has feelings for him. And I guess I perceive hopes that there's a future for them. You know, I just feel like she just wasn't saying anything because she doesn't want to, get him too angry because she does want to get back with him. I honestly believe that Tanya still loves Nico. I know that she's with Devon or whatever, but I just think that he's the safe bet and he's the best for her. I feel like he's the best option for her, but I do feel like she is still in love with Nico. However, right after I said all this stuff about Nico, he starts popping off, screaming, yelling, having another toddler temper tantrum, and everything that I said about him goes right out the door. And then he yells at her, I still love you, and everybody that I know, that we know, knows that I'm in love with Tanya. And I'm like, dude, please, I don't believe it. This is pure storyline. Now, Tanya is in love with Nico, and I was proud of her because she held it together. She was just like, I don't know what you got to do. I don't know what's going on with you, but get yourself together. And she left out of that room, and then when he left, she went in that room, and I think she fell apart and cried because she does still love him, but she knows that he is not good for her, so she shut it down, and now she's living happily ever after with Devon. Smart move, sis. I'm proud of you. Nico, this hair, honey, it's a no from me. Now we're at Miss Juicy Baby's showcase. Kayla and Daquan in this song, Give Me the Tip. No, absolutely not. However, Kayla has a lot of personality and she can really sell the song. Like, there's something there, you know what I mean? And that's why I can understand why Miss Juicy Baby signed her, because there's something there. If the rap doesn't work, something is going to work out. Kayla is going to get onto something and she's going to soar with it. I think Miss Juicy Baby wants to get in early before the girl really get hot, because I think she has it in her. She's been on several different shows at this point. You know, she's traveling with this music. It's not that good, but it's gimmicky because she has this little person talking about give me the tip in trap music or whatever. It's something. Like, she has a lot of energy and she can really perform. It's just her rapping skills are terrible. So once she finds something that works for her, Kayla's going to soar. I swear Miss Juicy Baby showcase was the showcase of wigs. Everybody came in with a different wig. Even people who don't normally wear wigs were wearing wigs this episode. You know how I feel about synthetic wigs and HD cameras. So Abira got bars. I'm not sure about her flow yet, but I think if she gets some work, she's another one who could do really well. See, Miss Juicy is very, very smart. Because I was listening to Abira's song and I was like, oh, okay. I was liking her bars. The flow just needed work though, but I can see myself, I was about to lie. I was about to say I can see myself buying that. No, I'll download it for free. So now we get into this fight. It was petty, it was wrong. I just didn't see any reason for it happening. Sam was just ridiculous. Like, Kayla wasn't trying to start with anybody. Sam and the twins were just already heated. They were making faces at her. They were getting, just being very ignorant, doing everything that they were mad at Abira for doing at their show. And Abira wasn't even being nasty with it, you know what I mean? But they were just being very nasty. They were making comments. And then as soon as she comes over there, they're heated. They're sitting and they're ready. And then Sam already had an issue with her. What did Kayla say about them on live? Because Sam was really pissed about that live, and I've never seen her get this mad over something that, like, we haven't seen to justify it. Because I haven't seen it, I can't really justify her, like, throwing a drink on Kayla and just being very terrible, to be quite honest with you. Like, first of all, she was struggling in them hills trying to fight her and kept on getting spinned around, and then she threw some drink. I don't even know whose drink it was. And come to think of it, Kayla, why are you always getting drinks thrown on you? Like, this is the way that people attack Kayla. If they can't hit her, they'll throw a drink, they'll spit on her too. I wasn't able to review Dallas because I was working, but let me tell you something. When I watched that episode where Emily spit on her, I wish I was reviewing because I was heated. Spit on me if you want to. That'll be the last thing you ever done in your life. For Sam, I want to understand, because she kept on saying that Kayla said something about her on live. If you know where this live is, please let me know in the comment section below, because I want to see this Facebook or Instagram live where Kayla was talking all this crap about Sam to get her this heated where she wanted to physically harm her. And to the twins, you're doing grown-up things, so at this point you gotta act like a grown-up. Amanda is sitting over there living with her boyfriend doing grown things. Andrea keep on having kids with this felon. Ma'am, you're an adult. Act like one, please. Minnie is a spoiled brat, and I blame Tamala Mad for this. So Andrea is taking her kids to Texas to go on a camping trip in Atlanta. You know what? I really hope that she gives her parents a nice chunk of her check, because they are doing a huge favor for her, not only taking care and raising her son, but also taking her child whenever she feels like she needs to go away and travel for this show. Like, I hope she's cutting this family in because they are doing all of the work. She also needs to double what she gives them, if she gives them anything, because she treats her parents like garbage. She cusses them out. She cuts them old people down to their soul. They are old. They should be enjoying their lives and getting along. They don't need to be raising another little person. And can I just say that although Jordan gives me pause, like it's like something is not quite right with him, you know what I mean? But he's very sweet. He is such a sweetie, and I feel like Amanda really lucked out with him. So Abera is moving to Atlanta. That means she's going to become a permanent cast member on this show, and I'm excited for it because I like how Abera stands up to these little women. She does not accept the mess, and she keeps it spicy and funky. Sometimes she goes a little bit too far, but we need somebody who's going to stand up to them twins, and it's going to be Abera because I don't see them getting rid of the twins. So we need somebody to come at their necks because those girls are extremely disrespectful, and let's just call it insufferable. Y'all know I love me some money, but she spoke earlier in the season about how when she was trying to comfort Sam about losing her hair, about how she has a problem, a hair issue as well, and that's how she lost all her edges. And I'm like, okay, Money, I think that Sam has a real hair problem. I feel like Money just wears braids too often. That's what it is. In this episode alone, Money has had several braid hairstyles. She got cornrows, and she got box braids, and she got twins, and she got faux locks. That is a lot to do to your follicles. That's what your problem is. That's why you can't keep any edges. Let me tell you something. I had box braids about 2 years ago. My edges got a little flimsy after that. I ain't had a box braid since, and I won't ever. Oh, darling, burn that church mother wig. And why would you tell Jordan's secret? Like, he specifically, and I felt like he was very special. I get Minnie can't hold nothing. You know what I mean? Like, she is not the type of person to tell a secret to. However, being as though she's acting like she's super best friends with the twins, I would have thought that she would have kept Jordan's secret about his engagement to, his proposing to Amanda. But of course, she can't hold anything because what Minnie loves more than herself is a good storyline. So I might be in the minority here who agrees with Tanya bringing her child. She had her child like 3 days ago, and they planned this trip. What I'm thinking is that this trip was already like a scheduled trip within the planning of the show. So they always, you know, production always pays for a certain amount of travel trips for these reality TV shows that focus on women. I feel like this was already set in the filming calendar for this show. I don't think that Tanya thought that she would have her child when she had it, so she probably agreed to the trip. But now that the child is here, she has to bring the child on the trip. The baby is 3 days old. It can't be away from its mother. And if y'all knew that she was going to have to bring the child, why not reschedule if you're really friends? Like, why have an adult trip and all of y'all got kids? Like, the majority of y'all got kids, right? Oh no, a lot of them don't have kids. Who got kids? Oh, it's only 2 of them. Oh, it's only 2 of them. Oh yeah, okay, I disagree with everything I just said. It's an adult trip. Get somebody to watch them bathe. The previous episode and this episode, the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, what is Minnie's problem with Abera? Then I remembered the reunion. Abera took everybody out of this reunion because if you remember, Minnie still hasn't gotten over the fact that Abera bopped her right in the middle of her head at the reunion. And I remember Minnie's mom trying to fight Abera, so that is her beef. But Abera acting like she ain't hit this woman. Why I'm here for her on this show. So Minnie doesn't trust Abera. Okay, well, the whole viewing audience doesn't trust you. I don't know how these girls still rock with you after not only lying about being pregnant, but lying about losing your child. Listen, that, if y'all remember my reviews from last year, I was not down with that. Lying about a miscarriage, it just wasn't a joke, especially when there were women who on the show who, or previous shows with them, who had issues like that. I don't know. I just didn't like how she played with that, and I couldn't rock with her after that. So you don't trust Abera. We don't trust you, girl. And you don't have no well, she does. That hit. Google it. That fight was something else. It wasn't like the one in Dallas when it was like everybody was jumping each other. This one was good. The scene with Minnie and Sam, although it was highly produced, I don't believe it. It was very funny to me. I just believed it for what it was and just had a good cackle. Because Sam congratulates Jordan. Then she goes over to Minnie and she's just like, why didn't you tell me that it was a secret? And while she's talking to her, she's like, oh girl, here he comes, I'm out. So she takes off running because Jordan is, like, the way they shot it, Minnie is... Minnie is standing there, and then Sam is talking to her, and she looks over and she sees Jordan walking behind. And you know, Jordan is like tall and wide. So it's just looked like this huge thing approaching this little person. And Minnie is standing there scared. She doesn't even want to turn around to talk to Jordan. This was a good scene. It was highly produced, but it was very comedic. So I give y'all props for this one. Oh my goodness, the twins make everything about them. So Andrea is mad at Tanya for bringing her child. I get it. But the only person who should be mad that Tanya brought her baby is Jordan, because this is a trip that he set up to propose to Amanda. I don't know why Andrea is getting in her feelings about her child. And honestly, I don't know what's going on, right? But I really have a problem with her going on and on about Aubrey and how she can't be away from her and how she misses her so much, and she's having a whole meltdown because she's away from Audrey. But she never talks about Andre like that. You know what I mean? I guess that maybe she's comfortable because her parents are taking care of Andre, but I'm just like, I don't know. The way she talks about Aubrey, she does not talk about Andre the same way. And I'm just like, girl, you worry about Tanya bringing her baby. You need to be worried about Andre, because he is growing up with thinking you his sister. And I highly agree with Abera telling Minnie that her not popping off, it's up to her. What she is saying is, don't mess with me and I won't mess with you. But if you mess with me, I'm going to pop off and you better be ready to pop back. That's exactly what she's saying, and I agree with her 1000%. Here we have Minnie being a terrible friend like she has been for the past several seasons. So Minnie and Sam are the only ones that know, Minnie, Sam, and Jordan are the only ones that know that this whole trip is set up because Jordan wants to surprise Amanda with an engagement. Sam only knows by default because Minnie couldn't keep her mouth shut, right? Minnie knows what this weekend is for. Jordan reached out to her because she's really good friends with the twins. Why would she make this huge issue with Abera, especially when it could have been avoided? We did not have to be here. Abera is having a good time with everybody, laughing with everybody. She's in these waders or whatever. No scene with Abera saying, oh, these are Minnie's waders, I'm going to put these on and make her upset. Everybody just seemed like they were grabbing waders and putting them on and fishing. Minnie is sitting there pouting. Abera's in my waders. Like, girl, grow up. If you saw that she was in her waders, say, hey, Abera, I think you got my waders. Yes, everybody ordered them. Abera was an extra on the trip. Why didn't you just say anything to her and just be like, excuse me, I think you have my waders. Can we switch? Abera was in a good mood. Like she said, if you don't pop off on me, I won't pop off on you. It's your responsibility to make sure I won't pop off. If you would have just asked her, she had no reason to pop off. I don't think Abera would have minded, but I think that Minnie just wanted to make something about her like she always does. She is a spoiled brat, and she does not like when she is not the center of attention. So she creates this big argument with Abera, but what she don't know is that, like Abera said, I'm gonna pop off if you pop off. And that's exactly what Abera did, and she took it to a next level, because when she started popping off, Minnie was sitting there real quiet, because especially when Abera said, so what's up? You know what I mean? Minnie got shook and she was just sitting there out, whatever, whatever, I don't care, shut up. But she was mad hype before Abera said, so what's up? Minnie can't come for her, and that is her problem. She wants to be the center of attention in the situation, and she also wants to be top dog, and she don't feel like top dog in the presence of Abera. So then the twins jump in. I don't agree with them jumping in at all. Abera didn't say anything to them. I think they were trying to protect Minnie because Minnie's feelings was hurt when Abera was just like, you can't fit in these waders. Let's tie them together and see if your big behind can fit in. This whole scene had me in tears. Abera read her for Phil. And so I think that's what the twins were doing, because Minnie's feelings were hurt. You could tell that she was very embarrassed by that, especially because she's been struggling with her weight or whatever. And Abera just cut her to the core. So then the twins jump in and, what is this? I felt like they were trying to shade Abera by saying that she was a hood chick or whatever. And I'm like, so what are y'all doing? Because where is this from? This is hood behavior. All that stuff that they're doing, I'm telling you, I couldn't. And now the twins are hyped, and you know when they get hyped, everything is just ruined. They are day ruiners. So they just ruined this whole day with this whole big argument. Amanda is just going off. Then Andrea, who is pregnant, is just going off. Stop, I don't care who you're talking to. Like, I could not deal with it. And Minnie was sitting there quiet because she was happy that she created this entire chaos, this chaos of a day. She was so happy that she created that mess. So she sat there quiet and just looked at her masterpiece come all together. How awful, especially when you know that you are there to celebrate your friend. I hope Amanda comes for your neck at the reunion, because this was wrong. You knew that this time was supposed to be for her, and you made that whole day about you. That trip, the day, none of that was about you. That was an argument that could have been avoided. And instead of avoiding it, you acted like a pure big baby and ruined everybody's day. That's where it ends. Let me know what you think about this episode in the comment section below. And please come back for next week's episode, because I am going to go all the way off. I saw a preview of next week's episode, and let me tell you something. Money is a better woman than me. A better woman than me, and we will discuss it next week. If you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you for the following episode of Little Women Atlanta. Bye, guys.